I've already tried filming this once before, but my camera like gave up on me and it said enough, so I'm just gonna refilm it. Hello, take 2.
Hello, bitches.
Hi guys, it's Drew. Welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing a video that I love watching other people do, and that's reading fan fiction. It was like a thing like a year or so ago where everyone read fan fiction about themselves, but like I'm not popular enough. But feel free to like write some fan fiction about me, like do it, honey. But I thought that it would be really fun to do drag queen fan fiction. I feel like it can get pretty crazy. So we're gonna look some up. These are from artificialqueens.tumblr.com. There's like a bunch of authors, they all submit stuff. I'll link it down below if you're interested. I've also had like 3 cups of coffee today, so I'm here, honey. I'm ready and I'm here. So before we get started, make sure to click that subscribe button, please. And let's get into this. So this first one is going to be entitled Ballerina Butt 2. And this is Aquaria and Miss Cracker. So, oh, and there's a warning. It says raunchy pornography, so we're in the right place. Maxwell Heller was not going to lie. Seeing a picture of Giovanni's round, smooth ass had sparked a pleasant mixture of confused, shocked, and aroused emotions. Who could deny the perfection of Gio's ass? Max thought. During the show, their relationship had started up shaky. Everyone knew this. But as the competition grew older, their appreciation and eventual attraction for each other grew as well. Max was sure as hell not going to give up this possible opportunity to get his hands on the skinny little Italian snack. Like a breadstick. Max was undeniably self-conscious during his run on Drag Race. For some odd reason, he thought the internalized struggle would propel him forward in the competition. That strategy was soon proven to be a bad idea. The internalized struggle had, though, initiated a heightened sense of all even remotely sexual encounters, seeing as all the pent-up energy and emotion had nowhere to go. Nowhere. But stayed bottled up. So, in this instance of seeing Gio's ass, a lot of pent-up excitement and emotion came almost quite literally flowing out. Giovanni was not necessarily upset with his mistake with the nude. Gio tended to border on the line of being a dick pic. A shameless dick pic at that. Oh my god. Max was cute and dorky. Similar to Giovanni himself. Short and dorky. But also Max was older and more experienced and cunning, and Gio could not even begin to compete with that. This fear that was fueled many midnight fantasies that played out in Gio's mind during the race. He hurriedly texted Max back, ignoring the story behind the mishap and opting for a smirkish, "I thought you'd enjoy." Giovanni sent the message without so much as a second thought. The damage was already done, and he might as well just get a lay out of this. Might as well just get a lay. Just fuck, man. I know y'all are staring straight at my non-nailed hands, but I laid them out. I was gonna do it, but you know what? I don't subscribe to the unreasonable amounts of pressure that I'm given to wear nails. I'm not gonna do it. That was a side note. We're gonna get back to the story right now because it's starting to heat up, man. It's starting to heat up. All right. Maxwell was still apprehensive. This was his sister, and incest was probably something RuPaul looked down upon. Anyway, Max had been waiting for something like this for months, deciding to go with the Miss Fame pre-Drag Race strategy of building up sexual tension to help his efforts. Apparently, though, that was another example of a bad idea. But as both Cracker and Max had learned, because they're different people, every bad idea was a silver lining. And maybe Giovanni was Drag Race's silver lining for Max. Giovanni was becoming anxious. The message had been left on read for right around 10 minutes. Gio was pacing from kitchen to bathroom in his tiny apartment, picking up random objects and flexing his hands around them. His head was spinning with all the different possible outcomes of the situation. What would he say when he saw Cracker in a club? What would Cracker say to Monet? What would Max say to Kate? Kately? Caitlin! Thankfully, a boom ping brought Giovanni out of his whirlwind of emotion. Why wouldn't I? Wink. It took him 10 minutes to send that. It was hard for Max to be even rudimentarily sexy. I didn't go to college. Seeing as he hid between sharp jokes and big blonde hair. Thinking up a good text to send to literally the epitome of sex on legs, hashtag sex on legs, was nothing less than difficult. Little did he know that the first text was just the tip of the iceberg for of risque pictures and skanky verbiage. Skanky verbiage! I want that on a t-shirt. Max decided that no picture should go up without a snap in reply. So, after checking to make sure Caitlin was still asleep because he was on the living room couch, oh my god, he pulled up his shirt to expose his smooth stomach and happy trail. Does Cracker even grow body hair? Is she old enough to grow body hair? He trailed his fingers over the hairs, toying with the idea that he could be Gio's hand at some future time. I can't. This is so gross. I'm cringing so hard. He adjusted his belt, pulling it down a tad bit. No! Naughty Cracker! To expose the wristband of his baby blue boxers. Oh, the waistband. The wristband. Need a wristband again to the meet and greet. That lay beneath stone-washed jeans. That's nasty. He took a pic that showed off his slightly toned bod and sent it to Giovanni. Gio received the image with hungry eyes. Hungry eyes. His mind began to run wild again, but a different type of wild. A needy type of wild. This is this build-up. He already wasn't wearing any shirt, as he would much rather prance around nude at any time. The jockstrap he wore, oh my god, was tight across his waist and said slut on the bands that cupped around his ass. Giovanni squinted his eyes at his phone, dreaming up a reply, and he grabbed one of Aquaria's garters. A baby pink lace with a thin white ribbon around the middle that ended in a bow. He adjusted the bow so that it would sit mid-profile on his thigh, and he posed in front of the full-body mirror that he happens to have, that hung up beside the makeup station in the exterior hallway. Those are cute, but I don't think anything can top these. That's true to character. At this point, it didn't take much to get Max flustered, and this picture of Giovanni in his jockstrap and garter with his hair tousled and lips pouty was certainly not helping to keep him at ease. This is I'm blushing. Oh my god. Max felt his chest flush, and his heart sped up a little as he noticed that the garter was stretched, and little shards or thread fell loose from the lace, like I had seen at least a bit of rough play in its day. Ew. Max pulled... Wow, okay, that it's a thing. Max pulled his dick out from his jeans and rested the waistband on the top of his tip. What? Messaging the pre-cup over his lower stomach. Wow. So that the sheen caught in the morning sun. It's the morning that poured through the bay window. Oh, there's a bay window. Now we're getting somewhere. That illuminated the room from behind his head. It's painted a whole picture for me. Then he positioned his camera so that the liquid glistened in the light, adding a little sparkle. I bet you love this. It's a little cocky. And love it, Giovanni did. If he was already at a 6, he was definitely at least an 8 now. God, this man was certainly something else. And if he wasn't going to do something about it, well damn. Giovanni huffed and looked down the ever-growing wet spot on the fabric stretched across his pelvis before settling himself on the floor in the front of his mirror. He slipped out the jockstrap, exposing his entire body, the entire thing, to the cool, conditioned air of the apartment. Oh, that's nice. Gio's nipples now stood at full attention. Oh, stood at attention. They're in my hair is woo! I lost my place. I can't breathe. Similarly to his junk. So Gio's nipples now stood at full attention. Similarly to his junk. That's okay. That's something. He positioned his body so that his ass was on full view in the mirror and slid his torso against the frigid hardwood floor, elongating his arms around to take the perfect picture. Yeah. Why am I doing this to myself? Max is now... I can't breathe, I'm flustered. Max now was lazily jerking... Oh man, this is so gross. Paying special attention to the flesh that lay beneath his foreskin. Ah! Okay. He hadn't expected to lay so close to coming so quickly, but Giovanni was too sexy and sleek to wait for. This is so gross. When he received the next image, he almost tipped over the edge. It was so close that he accidentally had to remove his hands from his dick so that he could last just a little bit longer. All the while, Giovanni was becoming impatient, and he hadn't come in a few days. This is so nasty and graphic. He decided it was time to hurry up and get it over with. Noon was coming soon. Noon? So it was the morning, and now it's the noon time. So they spent at least 3-4 hours just... He had a party to go to that night. Literally, it said noon was coming soon. He had a party to go to that night. If he didn't come soon, he would have to... He wouldn't have enough time to get ready. Noon. And the party's at night. How long does it take to get ready? He began to jerk his dick with reckless abandon, like a teenager that just discovered masturbation for the first time. Me. Just then, almost as if on cue, a video from Cute Cracker, a new name that Giovanni had added shortly after receiving the first picture. Oh my fucking god! Arrived in his inbox. This certainly put Gio into an area of no return. Who knew Max was a moaner? A pheromoner. The younger... I'm getting hair all in my face. I can't breathe. Girl, the words are getting fucked his knee up in this bitch. The younger man's cum shot out in short, but powerful spurts in response to the sounds that softly came from his phone. Giovanni's eyes fluttered as he tried to regain his normal heart rate. I gotta do something that'll make him want to actually get his hands on me. Gio, what? Hoping that this wasn't the full extent of their sexual relationship. Okay. Dipping two fingers in the cum that sat on his chest, he opened his lips and placed some of the thick syrup on his bubble. Okay, this is too much. He flipped his front camera to send an image to the other man. Max was already dancing on the edge of sexual oblivion. Oblivion! Had it not been for Giovanni's most recent text, he might have been able to hold it in for a couple more minutes. But that was not what either of them had planned. Looking at the young queen perched all pretty with his own cum in his mouth, Max thrust it into his hand, finally releasing all of his pent-up desire. It came out hot and desperate and loud. Max had to clasp a hand over his mouth so he wouldn't spook Caitlin. No spooking Caitlin. All this energy was spent as he laid there in a mess of sweat and ejaculate, with one hand in his hair and the other holding his phone. You get the picture. A light vibration perked Max's senses, giving him energy to check what Giovanni said. So, are you up for seconds? Okay, so that was a thing that happened. Okay, so that happened. I'm all fucked up now, look at me. I'm speechless. That was a lot, honestly. Shout out to the author. Who is it? Pastel Cholita. Shout out to her, girl, because honestly, this is pretty well written. I screamed, I cried, and that was it. That was the video. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm speechless. I honestly can't breathe. Make sure to give this video a like if you liked it. Also, I'm sorry, I need a minute, make sure to subscribe down below, and also if you have any more fan fiction that you would like me to read on my channel, please send them to me, tweet them at me, at queendrewhart.com, girl, and I will see you guys next week with another video. I'm gonna go, take a cold shower and lay down, because this is way too much.